You are now witnessing a meeting of the Tinfoil Hat Society. Our meetings and our topics are held in secret. The truth has been used against you. We have gathered here to explain the unexplained. The men in black will not stop us.
This is the Tinfoil Hat Society with your guests, David Benjamin Stafford and Josh Wimetime Weimer.
That'd be
It's been a
DBS.
while. Josh, why don't you go with your monologue that I love to hear
Yeah.
so much?
Yeah, thank you for tuning in to the Tinfoil Hat Society, where we're the podcast that talks about cryptozoology, UFOs, UAPs, and other weird news. You can follow us on Spotify to get those, and we'll get more things later on. But you can also follow us on social media, X, as everybody says, formerly known as Twitter. So listen to this amazing episode that we have for you today. David, take it away.
So I wanted to bring this interesting fact up to everybody out there in the internet, our listeners, to anybody. Me and Weimer are now cryptozoologists
We should get some
because
cards made.
we definitely, I want a certificate made in our honor
Yeah.
that states that
Oh,
basically the states
man, you should have told me
crypto.
that before Christmas. I could have got you one.
Yeah.
Merry
So
Christmas, you cryptozoologist.
what it takes to be a cryptozoologist is basically us essentially. So this episode is gonna be the Beast of Bray Road.
Yeah, yes. We are going to discuss the Beast of Brey. And one thing I like about this story is just like Roswell, Mothman, this is another one that made the news. Like the hometown paper wrote about it. It made
Oh, there's a ton about it. Yeah.
the local
Yeah.
news. There's books. They made movies. Not the best pieces of work
Yeah.
by any
Yeah,
means
we'll, we'll get into
imagination.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, whenever a story like this comes through, and not everybody's heard it, I like to talk about it, share about it, share it, So, but yeah, this happened. I think the first sighting was in 1936 in Elkhorn, Washington. Oh, sorry, Wisconsin. You're in
Wisconsin.
Washington.
Yeah, I'm in
Woo.
Washington. Yes, 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 yes.
So just remembering a lot of, because I did read the book a while back, and
Mm.
I was researching this, trying to find new things to talk about. Geez, almost, I want to say over 15 to 16 years ago now.
Mm.
And when I bought the book, I had a special order it from Books a Million because they didn't have it in store. And I had this idea that I was going to write the screenplay for it, which I started writing it. I never finished it and just kind of forgot about it. And now I can't find the book. I probably donated it, kind of one of those situations.
Sad
But
face.
yeah, big sad face with the tears. But the interesting thing about this story is the folklore and there's so much behind it. There's so
Mm.
many ideas behind it, and we're going to go through all of that. So, yeah, you watched the documentary.
So I watched the documentary twice, and I watched the movie once.
Mm.
So we can get into it. And
Okay. Well, let
um,
me start with like the history of it and how this,
yeah.
So 1936 in Elkhorn, Wisconsin, Mark Shackleman was a night watchman for a school, and he had to walk through a lot of like ground to get there. Remember, this is mid to late 30s.
Mhm.
Uh, he's just doing his job, and he's doing it late at night. So he had to go through this area to get to the school. And one of the areas he had to walk by was these Native American burial grounds, and this
Yep.
becomes a part
Yep.
of it
Hmm. Hmm.
later on. So this is
Yep.
when he had the first sighting of the beast.
Yep.
It was reported to be anywhere from I think he was saying 7 feet tall. There's been reports 15 feet tall. I
Yeah,
mean, very
I can
exaggerating.
bring that. I actually have that while you're talking. I can pull that up. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So that was like the very first sighting of this that happened in this area. Now, the more sightings more recently were in the 1980s, even into the
7 feet
90s.
tall is what they're recording. It.
7 feet.
Six to
Okay,
six.
so
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm going off memory here. So nailed it. The between the 80s and 90s, different counties in the area. Jefferson County, I believe, is where Elkhorn is, and then neighboring counties, Racine and Woolworth, also had sightings of this beast. Now, the beast has never hurt anybody. never attacked anybody, nothing. I believe there's been sightings of it eating animals, maybe deer, things like
Talking
that.
about specifically raccoon guts is what they were
Oh,
talking
there
about.
you go. Okay, so animals,
Mhm.
and it was it kind of made as a story. Something that happened in the 1930s ended up happening in the 80s,
Mhm.
90s. Everybody's like, "Oh man, it's real," and
Mhm. Mhm.
it goes even deeper than into that. So comparisons, if you will, of the beast to other things like Sasquatch,
Mhm.
uh, a werewolf was also brought up,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
my favorite, which I'm sure we'll talk about, is the
Mhm.
Wendigo.
Ooh,
Aha.
there's a couple favorites I like, and
Yeah.
I don't think you brought up the fact that it had red eyes.
Oh, yes. I did not bring that up. That was definitely a hairy beast,
Mhm.
tall, very tall.
Mhm.
Some say it was fast. I think at one point it did chase somebody's car,
Mhm.
and I think somebody actually hit it one time too, if I remember right. Hit it with their
Oh.
car. They thought they hit a deer or something and turned around. Oh, could also have been mistaken as a bear because
It's
you're.
also been taken as a bear. Yes, yes,
Mhm,
that's what I was
yep.
reading.
So, but yeah, but that's kind of just the history of it. Now there was a journalist, Lisa Godfrey, who
Yep.
decided she was going to investigate
Who is a local
this.
to the area?
Yep, she was going to investigate the witnesses and everything,
Mhm.
and to the
Mhm.
point where she started believing it, wrote the book, and kind of the rest is history now. So, what we're discussing now is kind of what is this thing, and why is this such a big piece of folklore in this area, and in just American legends and cryptozoology in general.
And we are, by the way, cryptozoologists.
Officially.
So by the way, there are UFO sightings in the area. Just throw
Wow.
that out there. There is a
Okay.
bunch of UFO sightings in the area. There's also people that talk about forest elves, Bigfoot.
Hmm.
Um, so there's a huge Native American element in the area.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and there it was essentially a Native American trail that they did trading on that area. Um, there's some people that said that they thought it was a German Shepherd man, um,
Hmm.
and the Native Americans thought that there was a wolf man there. And the Native Americans have a bunch of different names for the wolf man that's in the area.
Mm-hmm.
And uh, there's been sightings in the area, and in that area, people said they smelled a skunky smell. And
Oh,
my thing I was going to ask you is,
yes.
people say that the Bigfoot smells like a skunk ape.
Yes, I have read and heard that one as well. I do know the famous one is in Florida around the Everglades is the skunk ape,
Yep.
which is,
Hmm.
I think we've talked about that in the past,
Yeah,
but
definitely. Yeah.
that is one that comes off very strongly as a skunky smell. I did hear there is a scent. I've never personally witnessed or smelled a Bigfoot, but that's been the consensus is that there is a skunky-ish smell that comes off of them. Now, are they spraying it? Or are they doing anything? I don't know, but it could just be their aroma, if you will.
Okay, so a bunch of people in that area, they think there was in the early 90s there was a rash of like satanic activity in the
Mm,
US, and like there was in the area people doing ritualistic stuff,
dang.
and there was like, maybe that had anything to do with it. Whether or not I believe in that, I don't know. However, there were people there um, that were scared about this and that would see
Hmm.
it. And there is literally people there that made silver bullets. They made
Oh,
silver bullets. Did you read about
nice.
that? Yeah.
No, I did not. I did not. So thanks for
Yeah.
sharing that one.
They
Yeah.
literally do that. Yeah. Yeah. You can go look into this, but like
Yeah, yeah.
these people, like I thought it was like, um just a joke. But like, if you watch the documentary and you look into it, there was people literally making bullets out of silver because they were that scared of this thing.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's amazing how a story like this does catch on. I mean, we
Mhm.
talked about other stories and, things that just made national news and it just piqued the interest of so many people. But this is one of them, like, it's kind of still kind of under the radar unless you're from that area. So it's really fun to kind of talk about that
Well,
and
so
share
you're
it.
kind of from a
Yeah.
little bit of that area. What I was going to ask about, have you ever heard of the Michigan Dog Man?
I've
Because that came up.
yeah. I don't know a lot of specifics on it, but I have heard of it. Not one. I'm like, dog man, that sounds boring, so I never really read
Right.
into it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But there's been similarities, and I think when you look up Sasquatch and things like that, that's one that does pop up.
It definitely was. Yeah.
Yeah,
When I researched all this, yeah, all this came up. Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Sasquatch, Dog Man, all that.
yeah.
And you know what else? My next topic was going to be, what came up was, have you ever seen this awesome movie that came out in the early 2000s called Brotherhood of the Wolf? Do you remember that movie?
Oh, yeah, oh my gosh. Yes. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, it has been a long time.
It was in the
Yeah.
documentary they talk about it because it was in the French, like Alps, I believe.
Okay.
There's a documented account of basically this beast that was killing people. In the movie, I think they it was more like a boar-like animal.
Oh wow. Okay.
But in the lore, it was basically like a werewolf, like we're talking, like a
Yeah.
lichen kind of thing. But yeah,
Right.
that's
Right.
in the documentary, they were talking about it, but that's why I'm gonna bring it up because like the movie's really good.
Hmm.
If you want to go watch that sometime,
Yeah,
it's really
I do. I totally remember. I remember the
such a
artwork
good
on
movie.
the
It's
DVD and
actually really
everything.
good. Yeah, good movie. Go
Yeah.
watch it.
Cool.
Um uh so before I get too crazy into what I want to talk about, there's a guy there that had a trail cam, and in the trail cam, he put a deer down, and I don't know if it's real or not, but there's a bunch of mist that comes out, and then the deer's gone, and he's like, oh, they went through a portal. So I want to get
So,
to that after this. Um, I don't want, I want to get to the portal part of what I want to talk to at the end of this conversation.
okay.
Um, but I want to talk about the fact that the people's ideas of this thing is on the side of this road. Oh, and I'll get it. Bray Road is only, it's not very long. It's not very long at all.
No, it's a short. It's a pretty short road. Yeah.
Yeah, it's only 4 miles long. And essentially, there's been a bunch of sightings where and I guess we should have started with the sightings part of it, but there's people that
It's okay.
when they're driving down this road, they
Hmm.
see a wolf uh man-like creature that walks across the road, which is basically a crypto um mammal. Because we are cryptozoologists, so we're kind of experts in this
Yeah, I mean, we're
realm.
absolutely experts at
Yeah,
this now.
yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
We know
So
this is it's got 2 feet, so we know it's a biped.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, come
So
on. Only
basically,
experts would know this. I mean,
yeah,
gee.
is that yeah, basically. So it's basically a wolf that walks on two legs, that walks across this road, and some people believe it goes in and out of dimensions. Some people believe it just lives there. Some people believe always been there. But Native Americans believe it's a part of the normal realm that's there. There's a bunch of stories where the somebody will be driving and it'll be eating an animal, and
Yeah, yeah.
they'll look over and it'll have red eyes. Um, you were
Can
the
you
one that
imagine
said,
seeing that driving on a dark road?
and I'm gonna get into what I think it is, and maybe we'll get into that before. Which one do you want? Do you want to get into what the crazy part of it into it, or do you want to get into what you think it is?
Let's do the crazy part first, because I don't know
Okay,
what it is.
okay, so let's get in the crazy part about it.
Okay.
So some people there believe. that it goes in and out of a portal that's
Mm,
right there. And there is people that also believe something completely close to this because there's Native Americans there.
mhm.
And the Skinwalker Ranch, at the Skinwalker Ranch, there is people that there believe that there are these biped, it's either a bear or a wolf or some kind of uh, um, Bigfoot. We've talked about this before that goes in and out of
Mhm.
a portal
Yeah.
somewhere there. Um, and the people that I was researching this believe the same thing. It's like the same story I keep hearing, except it's a werewolf head or a bear head. Because you were
Mm,
talking about that earlier, it was a bear head.
yeah.
So there is people that believe that like one side of the road or whatever, that there's one side that like the portal where they come out and they come and eat and they go back in, and that's why you don't see them that often. Um, which I think is super fascinating and fun. Um,
Yeah, and you wonder why that spot?
yeah,
Why
why?
Bray Road?
Why Skinwalker Ranch? I don't know.
I don't know. You brought up the Native American thing, and one of the things I found when I brought up the Wendigo,
Wendigo,
which
yes.
um, and I'm going to butcher this, and I mean no disrespect, but that Algonquian Native American folklore,
Algonquin.
Algonquin, thank you. Okay. Um, they had the folklore on the Wendigo, which was a lost hunter that turned to cannibalism and became like this crazed, like man beast kind of
hmm
creature.
hmm Like
Some
a berserker,
depictions,
essentially, because that was
basically, yeah,
some people thought that was basically a berserker kind of thing. Yeah.
yeah, and like the wild man is a
hmm
that thing. Wendigo has been known to be almost 15 feet tall at some points in some depictions. Yeah,
It's so big. It's
that's
taller than my
like, how do
house.
you miss that? How do you not see that? I mean,
It's so big.
yeah. And it gets crazier with the Wendigo story because it has been similar compared to similar to Bigfoot, which we know Native American culture. There's been references to Bigfoot, Sasquatch, things like that as well. Um, and also compared to werewolves is also been noted for the Wendigo. There's also weird pictures with it's got like antlers and it's
Yeah,
emaciated
yeah.
and it's
Which
always
is
so
also like
hungry.
an old. Have you ever seen the movie The Ritual? Which is what they were trying to like. If you haven't seen it, it's on Netflix. Like there's like I think it's either Swedish or Finnish, something like that. It's an old Finnish or Swedish like
Oh, was that the one
when
where the kids sneak into the
no,
club? No, and then they
no,
get hunted? No, that wasn't
no,
it? Okay,
no. It's like a weird paganistic looking like four-legged biped like
okay. The
weird.
Wendigo.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, yeah. Check it out. Actually, pretty good.
But yeah, but there's been sightings of the Wendigo in Canada, Minnesota, Wisconsin, all through that area. An interesting one. Oh, and also there has been situations where Native Americans and other people have claimed to be inhabited by the spirit of a Wendigo, and
This is
have well,
true. Yeah.
I don't have the name, and I wish I had the research on this, but I did read that there was a situation where a young man was arrested and tried, and in his in his testimony, he claimed that he was being controlled by the spirit of a Wendigo, and he actually killed and ate his family.
Well, I was gonna bring this up, because that's funny. I watched the X-Files, last week.
No, you did not bring
Yeah,
that up again. Another episode about the X Files? I'm not
and it
joking.
was
We
a
really should just do an X Files podcast and like watch every episode and talk about it. I mean, there's
you
what,
said
12 seasons, 11
yeah,
seasons?
okay. There's like eight, but yeah.
Just got to watch one a week and we'll talk about it once a week.
It was
Remember
about
that time that
It was
Mulder and
about a
Scully?
so it was about a Native American wolf. It was about a native like a tribe that had a wolf man that was like killing people. Um,
Ah,
yeah, and I checked that out, and you should check that out. It was in season. I think I sent it to you. I think it was like one or two.
I'll
Very
look
good.
it back up. Yeah, you did send me what it was. I just haven't had a
Yeah,
chance.
it
But
was
yeah.
really good.
Is that the one
And
where Liam Neeson jumps in and saves everybody? Oh,
no,
okay. Oh, that's the
no,
Grey. My bad.
not even. when he puts the passenger like airport uh alcohol bottles in between his knuckles, and he was like, come on, I
Let's go.
got you.
You didn't even break them. They're plastic.
I actually love that movie though. Really, I thought it was really good. It's like,
Yeah. No. Speaking of great werewolf or wolf movies, remember that one that the guys are stuck on the lift?
it was one of the things I wanted to bring up. Oh, what is your favorite werewolf movie?
Oh, ouch.
Yeah,
Ouch. I wasn't prepared for that.
I know you wouldn't be.
There's a lot I like though, I'm not like an avid werewolf
I
movie guy, but
I am,
there's
and I'll actually throw this out there.
I
One
didn't
of the
realize I
random
was.
bands I was in was called Lycanthrope. So like we were really into werewolves. One of obviously one of my favorites is the first
What are their
uh
songs?
what
What are their songs? I'm gonna probe you with my
um,
Lycan dick.
uh I mean there's so many Ginger Snaps, have you ever seen that? That's a
I was
really
gonna
good
say Ginger Snaps. I love them. Those are
love
great
them.
movies.
Love all Ginger Snaps Begins, amazing movie. Yeah, really good.
Catherine Isabella, right? Is that her name?
Underworld, the first Underworld movie is one of the best movies I've ever seen. Period. I saw it like 3 times in the theater.
Yeah, that was interesting.
What do you mean it was interesting? It was really good.
The best werewolf movie of all time, though. Oh, I
Okay,
actually
let
have
me
the
hear it.
VHS right here. Hold on.
Oh, is that where your pocket constitution is?
Yeah, it's close by.
What is
American
that?
Werewolf in London.
Yes. The he that the guy that's the I don't remember what they're called, but he does the he won a Grammy for being the best like some kind of artist. Can't remember what
Talking about
exactly it
special
was.
effects.
It wasn't even special effects because like it was like he made all of the stuff, like he made the werewolf like out of like
Oh, are
stuff.
you talking about the uh Rick Baker? Was it Rick Baker? And he won an Oscar, not a Grammy. Grammys are for music.
Yeah, whatever, fine.
Ooh, if it says it on here. This may have actually that may have this may actually came out before the Oscars were a thing. Hold on, this is such an
I
old
doubt it.
VHS. Oh man, it doesn't say. It does say R rated on it.
Mm.
It doesn't say. Oh, Academy Award winner Les Dilly of Star Wars and Alien fame and special makeup effects by Rick Baker. Woo woo. Art direction by Academy Award winner. Oh, well, it didn't say they actually won it, but yeah, they won another Academy Award for that. So that was a great scene, though, by the way. And then followed up with American Werewolf in Paris. Don't forget that gem.
Let's go back to like, what do you think is actually going on at the Beast of Bray Road? Like, what do you think's happening there?
Man, it could just be a wolf, just a wolf. Um,
Because like,
a big
you know,
one.
I mean, there's wolves everywhere, and like, that
Yeah,
there is so in Yellowstone and in Washington State where I live, they instituted wolves back in the population because they
yeah,
used to kill wolves, right? So
yeah.
there is a wolf pack that left Washington, and because they tag them all, right, so they can find them. So it left Washington and it got all the way to like Central California. Like
Wow.
there's wolves everywhere, and there's actually there's a book I don't know it off the top of my head, but there's a book that was written recently about a guy who said that there are basically coyotes in every major city in the United States because coyotes have
Oh,
been
yeah,
overrun everywhere.
yeah.
And
I see coyotes here almost every morning when I go for a walk.
oh, I see them here. Like I see coyote. I saw coyote puppies on the puppies on the base the other day. When I lived in South Texas, like I saw them everywhere. Like they were a nuisance down there.
Mm-hmm.
So like wolves though, like they were saying that wolves you're never gonna see them, just like big cats. Like mountain lions, jaguars, black panthers, like they live everywhere,
Mm-hmm.
and you're never gonna see them. The only I've only seen them twice, and once was dead on the side of the road. And the other time, I just randomly saw one.
Oh wow.
And they were saying that like these big cats are even in big cities everywhere. So like these
Yeah.
giant animals. So like let's put our tinfoil hat off for a second. What if it was just like a really big wolf in the area
Yeah.
that was just like destroying stuff? I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't really look and see if there's any reports after the 90s. Are people still seeing this thing?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Well, I
there's
mean, but you don't know if like just
what is
people on the side of the road. Like the other day, I was driving home and I saw a raccoon on the side of the road, and I was like, "What is that? Is that like a dwarf or something?" Because it was really dark and it was running on the side of the road and was like running like this. I was like, "Oh, that's really weird." I was like, "What is that thing?" And it was like, it was like a raccoon running
You're
or something.
you're right though too. I mean, especially now that you have the folklore and you have the your imagination's already running wild, so people
And
might
it's
have seen a raccoon and be like, "Oh my
I
God,
mean,
it's the Beast of Bray Road."
right, like we were talking before. I live in a super forest dense area right now. Like it's so dark compared to like Texas where you're living in. Like, and there's so much more like wildlife out here. Like I have deer in my front yard like half the time.
Yeah,
Like you don't have that in Texas. They're not
not
just
where I
hanging out in
live,
your
no.
front yard. Well, not even half the places where you live. I think they're actually smarter than that. They're like, oh, it's deer season. I'm not gonna come out
I'm not
here.
hanging around these guys. They all got
they're,
guns.
they're about to shoot me.
They're gonna eat me. We are the Beast of Bray Road to deer.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, but the supernatural aspect of it that I wanted to get into is like maybe there's a portal on the side of that road
Yeah, yeah,
that they're going in and out of, and it's the same portal to these people that see a Bigfoot that's coming in and out of Skinwalker Ranch. I don't know. It sounds like
yeah.
the
I
same
mean, what
story
if
to me.
what
Like when I
what if
read
there
this,
are
it sounded
portals?
like the same story that I hear out of Skinwalker Ranch. Like literally, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah. I mean, I don't know what the unless there was actual proof of that. I mean, it's something to like I
And
said. You
that's
always ask the questions, keep investigating until you figure something out. But I
and this
mean,
is always my thing. Like we always talk about where's the bones? Where's a biped bone that
yeah,
shows you that it was like basically standing on its own hind legs. And
yeah,
again, we like in our episode we were talking about Bigfoot, like a bear that can stand on its own two legs and walk for like I don't know what is it like 4 or 5 feet on his own
yeah,
two legs. Basically looks like a Bigfoot.
yeah. I mean, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I don't
I mean,
know this.
I don't know. Hmm.
Oh, by the way, I never heard of this before you sent it to me. Never
No,
heard of it once. No.
I do pretty good at pulling up these random things and
Oh,
getting you
and
excited.
I do like that you pulled this up because we are cryptozoologists, by the
Yes,
way, so that
you need
everybody
to have
knows.
this on your in your portfolio
Hmm. Yeah.
of creatures. So you know when you go to the conventions that
Hmm.
you can talk about. Yes, I did study the Beast of Bray Road and discussed it in
Hmm.
depth
Hmm.
on my podcast.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And now that we have talked about it more and that we've done so much studying on it, we are essentially cryptozoologists. And
Yes,
for all you out
we
there
put
that
our
love the
information and our thoughts out there.
Mhm.
We'd still like to find out what the beast actually is. Not ever. I've been in Wisconsin once in my life, I think, but for not really stepping foot on Bray Road, I would call it inconclusive.
I would like to like I was thinking about this. I want to go there. Like, 'cause I've always thought about like, doing like a journey. Like going to the black mailbox, doing the extraterrestrial highway,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
going to like just randomly supernatural, extraterrestrial, like crazy paranormal areas. And
yeah,
I would like just to go there. And I was thinking, like, what would I do when I went there? And I was thinking I would go there at night and park at one side of it and put my jogging pants on or jogging shorts on, and I would like have a recorder and maybe like a GoPro or something. I don't know.
yeah,
Night vision goggles. I don't know what I would do. But I would have something to record video, and I would just jog or walk or whatever, and I would say a bunch of stuff like, "I'm not scared of you."
It sounds about as daring as when you jump into a pond full of alligators.
Oh my God, I thought you forgot about that. Yeah,
I
and
don't
then I
forget
saw
things, man.
their eyes and they saw me. Yeah, that really did happen too. Yeah,
Yeah.
I almost
Did
died
someone
that
jump in
time.
that water? No.
And now the woman that came out. Oh, oh God.
Wow.
Um.
Everything's full of them. Wow.
So we almost debunked this? I don't
Uh,
know.
uh, aside from, I don't know, because the only thing that you have a journalist, Lisa Godfrey's book, if you read the book, it's
Mhm.
kind of makes you think more, and unless you
Yeah,
investigate it
because there
more,
are people. There was I think I wrote it down. It was there was a girl that got her car clawed in like 19 something. I'm butchering this. She got her car clawed, and that's part of the book. And there's a bunch of people that have like gone down that road and like something happened. I don't know, man.
yeah, I'm just wondering if like there's like at some point in the heyday where there's just people driving up and down the road, just trying to see it. I don't know.
Um,
We actually had something similar like that back in my hometown.
did you watch the Beast of Bray Road movie?
I think I tried years ago.
Super good, man. I loved it. It was so, it was so like, it's such a horror movie, actually.
Yeah.
That was pretty good, actually. Let me look into my notes and see anything else. There's a lot into werewolves. Like, my personal belief on this, like, I'm not from there. I'm not from Wisconsin. I don't make cheese. I eat a lot of it. Um,
Oh, have you ever had cheese curds?
oh, cheese curds are amazing.
Oh,
Just
wow.
amazing. Oh God,
Man,
wow.
cheese
Yeah.
curds in their beer in Wisconsin. It's like,
Sounds sounds really good.
it does.
Um,
I had a big fat bratwurst.
do I think that's actually happening there? I don't think so. I love a good cryptozoologist story. I love a good crypto story. I love like a the thing is like these people keep talking about there that it was like this big beast walking on 2 feet that had red eyes, and there's some people that think the Mothman was like that, and the Bigfoot is
No
like
way.
that. So there's also somewhere around where you're from in Ohio, which could be another episode. It's called the Frogman that had red
Frogman.
eyes. It's like a man frog thing. Have you heard about
Wow.
this?
No,
Yeah, yeah, I'll send you that. But
that must be
like,
Southern Ohio.
like it's that far.
They got accents down there.
It's like West was like West Virginia for Ohio.
Basically. Yeah. When the first time I went down there, like, am I still in Ohio?
You, where's Bowling Green in relation to where you're from?
Oh, like 10, 15 minutes from where I grew up.
And that's where you went to school, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Mm. Hmm.
Oh yeah. We had we had a road there where there was a bus crash and um
Well, there is a ton of UFO sightings around there that I was researching recently.
yeah,
So that could
that I
be
believe.
another episode because there's a lot of UFO lore around Ohio.
Oh yeah. Well, that was where they supposedly took the wreckage from Roswell. It is
Yeah,
right in
right,
Dayton,
Patterson.
Ohio.
Something just happened there, by the way, and I'll send you this.
Sure.
Um, let's since we have almost let's have you end this. What's your ideas about it?
Yeah, well, I think people are seeing something. I believe that they're seeing something. Now, what it is, I have no clue. I don't know if I don't believe in portals. If I ever see one, I will rightly correct myself on that. When it comes to
Never
like
seen one.
UFOs and things in the sky, and sure, I've seen some weird things in the sky. So, but what it is, I don't know. Did somebody see a giant bear, giant, or I mean, is there werewolves? I don't know. Could be one of those Matrix thingies. Who knows? But that's a whole different aspect of. I don't think we ever talked about. Well, that situation there. They're seeing something. I believe they're seeing something, but I have no idea what it is. So that's kind of my take on that. And I do like that story too. I like the folklore behind it and the
I
history
like
and the
I'll
town.
go. I'd like to go there. I'd like to see it. I don't the folklore. I understand it all. I've never seen a portal. I've watched the Dial of Destiny. I don't think there's actually some way you can go back and forth through time or dimensions. I've never seen any bones anywhere that shows that there's like some kind of crypto.
Unless they're dying in the other side of the portals.
By the way, in that X-Files episode, the werewolf always went back to a man-sized person. Like when they killed it, it went back to a man. Like
Yeah,
every werewolf movie you've ever seen, didn't when it die always went back to a man.
yeah.
It never looked like like werewolf bones or
No,
excuse me, wolf bones.
that
Like,
is
isn't
true.
that a thing?
That is a thing. You're absolutely right, and we'll have to wrap it up on that one because we have like 30 seconds.
Because I'm
So,
always the one that says, "Where are the bones?
where are the bones?
Where are the bones?"
All right,
We are
folks. Well,
the
thank you.
Tinfoil Hat Society. Weimer, this is the end of this year. Thank you for doing this. I love you to
Yes.
death.
Happy New
Merry
Year.
Christmas and Happy New Year.
All right.